Gonna be honest, don't really know what I'm doing.
He was often a player that I would buy on Football Manager.
It's already a terrible reason.
From Jon Snow, Matt puts Dan's wardrobe to shame.
You know nothing, Jon Snow.
Look at him, the cat that got the cream.
Ian Taylor said it was the worst thing he'd ever seen in his life. Monk, really, I know he's manager. What kind of say is
Gary Monk, 5 out of 10.
I haven't finished yet. I cannot believe Gabby had Bardell.
That's crazy,
That's
isn't
terrible. It? Yeah, we may well have lost listeners early doors again with a long-winded intro. Go, shoot. Hello, welcome to the Villa View podcast, episode 14. Thomas Julian and Dan Bardell, who, to be honest, we both had stinkers leading up to this tonight. We were supposed to start about 6:30. It's now 8 o'clock. We won't bore you with the reasons of why we haven't started, but it's fair to say it's been a comedy of errors.
Yeah, I think that is definitely fair to say. We've swapped. We have been promoted though from the St Andrews booth to Villa Park in terms of booths. But yeah, everything else seems to have gone wrong.
So yeah, we're in the nice booth. So people who were listening last week and complaining about the sound quality, unless they were listening via headphones, that shouldn't be an issue this week. The audio should be crisp, clear, and perfect. Everything that Tom Julian's podcast performance isn't.
Wow. Look, if you're in a mood, there's no need to take it out on me.
I am in a bad mood.
One thing that can pull you out of that bad mood.
Yeah.
2 wins.
2 wins. So last week we were talking about 2 defeats. We're in a much more positive mood in the podcast about Villa, although the acid test will come on Friday to see if Villa can finally rectify their horrific away form.
Yeah, I mean, the last game Villa played away, I was there, and it was abject, to be honest. But, you know, this is a real stark contrast, isn't it, from where we were last week, and we were literally kind of pulling, well, we weren't literally, but we were pulling our hair out, you know, just praying, really, for a turnaround, for Steve Bruce to kind of play the kids, to have a little bit of creativity, and we got that, you know, 8 goals, you know, the defensive performance wasn't all too clever, but we'll get onto that. But, you know, we looked for some attacking flair and some creativity, and we got it.
Yeah, I'd like to point out tonight that Tom is flying blind with no notes, I think, for the first time, so that it could be a real struggle of a podcast.
I will point out, I did make notes.
Well, so you haven't got them.
Yeah, but I've read them. You know, I'm a performer, and well, let's see if I live up to the task.
I had my work laptop half an hour ago, and now I haven't. So we're all losing things tonight. I've lost my work laptop in the midst of changing booths this evening, for those interested. And Tom's obviously left his notes. So unless we're talking about the pies at Villa Park, I think he's going to really struggle tonight.
Listen, we'll see. I had a nice burger at Reading, though. So,
yeah.
You know, I mean, it's not a pie, but let's move on. Let's talk about Norwich, first of all, because obviously we haven't been together since there. You were at Villa Park.
Indeed.
How did you find the game, first of all?
Different, because we attacked and we decided to play in a way that benefited our good players, obviously, as demonstrated by Conor Hourihane scoring a hat-trick. I think Keenan Davis was a breath of fresh air. Up front, he made a real difference, because I believe the Norwich defence won't have been expecting to face him, and he absolutely run them ragged. He bullied them all game. It just made such a difference. I think Ian Taylor said this on social media. I think it makes a big difference having someone who, when they're up top, the ball sticks to them, they can hold on to the ball and get players around them. And I think Conor Hourihane said this as well. Keenan Davis was a key reason as to why he managed to get a hat-trick on Saturday. Yeah,
the way that he brings other players into the game as well, you know. And what I really liked, which we've been missing, you know, when we're playing Agbonlahor or someone else up front, is that Keenan Davis just cuts off a pass. You know, Norwich were having throw-ins and they were playing out from their fullbacks, but there was no option to go back across the pitch. And when they did try and do that, you know, Keenan Davis, he actually cut it out, and I think that led to a goal. I can't remember which goal it was, but it just makes the pitch so much smaller and makes it easier for us to kind of press the game and win the ball back.
I mean, I don't think Bristol will be as charitable on Friday. I mean, Norwich were trying to do something that their defenders were not capable of doing, and by really playing the ball out from the back, you could see that they'd been instructed never to hoof it. And they come a cropper a few times. I think it's a new defence as well. I think they might have had 2 German centre-halves playing together who obviously aren't used to the league. So we will face much tougher opposition, but Davis is a handful, and I think he'll cause a lot of defences a problem, like he did Brighton on the last day of last season.
Had a wonderful moment for young Andre Green. You know, he's been looking for that goal, searching for that goal for the first few games of this season, and what a way to open your account.
He deserves that. The amount of times he's hit the woodwork or put things just wide. I mean, he's missed a lot of simple chances. He missed another simple chance at the end of that game to make it 5-2 and completely wrap the game up, although it's probably wrapped up. Anyway, but his goal, to score a first goal like that must be an unbelievable feeling in front of the whole team. I mean, I thought it was Thierry Henry-esque. It was a great curling finish into the top bins.
Yeah, it was wonderful. And kind of since then, we've started to hear reports of Crystal Palace and Bournemouth sniffing around, Not at all?
Nah, just paper talk.
Yeah.
He won't go.
He's got under 2 years on his contract. If he has a big year, things will start to happen for him, though.
He'd be wise to stay at Villa, wouldn't he, where he's going to play every week, the team where he's come through the academy. He's obviously a Villa fan. He said himself how special it was to score in front of the whole end. He's not going anywhere.
Mm-hmm. I mentioned it earlier. The defensive performance, Alan Hutton was caught out a little bit by their left winger. I can't remember.
He was good, Murphy.
Murphy, that's it. If I had my notes there, I'd have had that. Are we slightly worried about, we've talked a lot on this podcast, and a lot of Villa fans have talked about how we're going to build this team on a strong defence. Are we...
Defence, the American football talk.
It's stuck in me. Do you know what? I've tried so hard to say defence, and it's natural to say defence now.
It's not. It's natural to say defence.
No, it's not for me. Anyway, regardless, whatever, potato. Are we strong enough going forward at this point to be able to concede those kind of weaker goals that we've let in there, or is that going to come? Is this just a little phase, a little blip early in the season, and John Terry's still getting used to the players that he's playing with?
I mean, I think it will come. Hutton, by all accounts, had a nightmare on Saturday. But to be fair to him, he got absolutely hammered by someone in the first half. So I think he was carrying a knock that was maybe affecting him, if I'm to be kind to the Scottish Cafu. I mean, I think the other two right backs, it makes more sense to play them than Alan Hutton. As much as I think Alan Hutton has redeemed himself in my eyes, he's been very good since February. I think it makes much more sense to play Delat or Brew because, as I've said before, they're more the future. I think the defensive side of things is worrying, but I think that might be part of the reason why we played a nicer brand of football, because we know that Steve Bruce likes to sneak games. He likes a 1-0 or a 2-1 built on a solid defence, but the defence hasn't been solid enough that we're going to do that. So I think he's probably thought, well, we're conceding anyway. I may as well sacrifice this and go forward a bit. And I think in the end, that's what's happened. And obviously, we've scored 4 goals. We've still shipped 2. And really, there in Norwich's only 2 chances. Yeah,
it's the nature of them, though, isn't it? Like the second goal, John Terry just kind of lost his man. He drifted off in behind, and then was able to just finish off a simple chance. Those are bread and butter for John Terry. We've seen him for a decade plus at Chelsea, not allowing those kind of simple situations to get beyond him. And you don't expect him to lose his sharpness kind of mentally rather than on the ball.
I think it was just a bit of laziness, really. Maybe he already thought the game was won. I mean, first of all, for that second goal, we let that Murphy lad run across the width of the penalty area. He ran from one side to the other and clipped the ball in. So that was poor.
He did have a couple of chances. I know you said that was his they only had 2 chances. I think he had a couple.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I
was there.
You were.
I don't remember.
I've seen you have a few drinks at the game, Dan.
No, I don't drink at the
football.
I know you
don't. No, I know you don't.
Except if it's away from home.
Regardless, I remember seeing a couple of little chances coming down their left hand side, and they could have caused us problems. You got to ride your luck, and I think that was really important for Villa, that actually some of those chances didn't go in, and our chances they broke for us this week.
I mean, I think John Terry made a mistake. Obviously you could see him look at the guy a couple of times, Oliveira. He knew he was there. He just switched off, and Oliveira's ended up knocking the ball into the net. But I think he's getting used to his new partner in Chester. Chester's not looked as good, to be honest, next to Terry. I think Chester's got very high standards, but he certainly looked more comfortable with Baker. But it will come. Mm-hmm. They'll get it together. I mean, they've got left backs a certainty in Neil Taylor, so that's not going to change. I think he just needs to decide who his first choice right back is now, and I think that'll end up being Richie Delat, to be honest.
Yeah,
and then I think we'll be sorted.
What do you think about Norwich this season? Their away form is atrocious, but they won their game before, I believe, in the week, and that of was concerning Villa fans because obviously we were on a bad run, and if they picked up some form and momentum, but they don't look great shakes.
I wasn't mega impressed, to be honest, because as I said, they're trying to do things that they're not capable of. Play the ball out from the back. They made 4 or 5 changes from the team that had won in the midweek, which I know that we spoke to Jack from Norwich City. He was very confused by the team selection. Obviously, some of their better players on the bench. You've got Oliveira, who's scored a few goals already this season. I think he scored 3. Now you've got Houlihan on the bench, who I've always thought was a good player. So you've got effective players sat on the bench while you've got Cameron Jerome playing up front, and he is useless.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm setting it for him to score against us at Carrow Road later on this season, but he was ineffective at best. And when you've got Oliveira, who's a very good finisher, sat on a bench, that doesn't make sense to me. And in form, doesn't make sense to me. But that, I'm sure the manager knows what they're doing. Is it Daniel Farker?
Fark, yeah.
Fark or Farker, however you say it.
Yeah, he coached the Borussia Dortmund reserves, didn't he?
They're just trying to go the Huddersfield route, aren't they? They've got Webber who's the director of football now, picking the players, I believe, who they signed, so he's obviously doing a similar job at Huddersfield, and obviously they've got off to a flyer in the Premier League.
Yeah.
They're just trying to replicate what Huddersfield have done. Good luck to them.
Yep. And so the mood at Villa Park instantly lifted. We get that win, and things are feeling good. And then Tuesday night comes, a potential banana skin, because we're going to top of League One and in good form. They would have been, before Saturday, they'd have been fancying their chances to take a scalp, and a small upset, if you will, and that was put right to bed from really the off, wasn't it?
I mean, I believe they made a lot of changes as well. I mean, we obviously changed our whole 11. I'm going to call Dan Rolinson out here. He texted me before the game saying, I want to turn around now. I've seen that team, which I didn't really understand at the time. I said to him, I'm actually more excited now because we get to see some young players who want to make an impact. And that was exactly what we saw. I think the title of fan cams was so refreshing. And it was refreshing. It was great to see. I really, really enjoyed myself. Really good game.
There was loads of young players on there. Obviously, players like Mitch Clark, who's getting his first sniff of a Villa senior appearance. What did you make of our debutants?
Mitch Clark is obviously playing left back, and I believe he's a right back or a centre back, so he's playing out of position, and you could see he was very right footed. But he's got a nice bit of pace about him. I like his aggression as well. So he did a good job. None of them looked out of place. Jake Doyle-Hayes next to Gardner. You would have never known that Gardner was the more established of the two, although one of Gardner's passes for the I think it was the first goal was sublime.
That was a beautiful...
He didn't do much else in that first half. He was good in the second half, but he didn't do much else in the first half.
Yeah.
But his pass was like a quarterback.
Yeah, well, Mitch Clark had that chance as well, didn't he, from when it came out of the corner? Yeah. And if you're right and he's playing out of position, in his debut, then that's a positive sign for the versatility of the lad.
What I like about the youngsters is they've not been they're not hamstrung by expectancy. They just play with the freedom that you sometimes don't see the Villa first team do. So they just came in and they're effervescent. They just played with the freedom that you don't often see from Villa, except for obviously Saturday against Norwich. And they were all really, really good. Callum O'Hare's a breath of fresh air. He's a number 10, a playmaker, but he runs his socks off. He plays very close to the striker, which I think benefits Hogan. I think Hogan's only scored this season when O'Hare's been on the pitch. Sometimes, I said this in fan cams, number 10s can get sucked back into the central midfield. But he just plays so close to the striker. It's like playing two at front, but it's someone who's a bit creative. As I say, he's just a breath of fresh air.
And, you have mentioned it yourself, Albert Adoma, trying to play himself into a starting role. Do you think he's done enough just yet?
I don't think he'll start Friday. I think he'll be on the bench, but we've got options. We've got a lot of alternatives now. And obviously, it looks like Snodgrass is going to be on the way in as well. We have a strong squad. The makings are there of a squad that definitely should be challenging for promotion. I mean, I saw something earlier on Twitter where someone said it's the strongest squad that's ever been in the Championship, and it might not be the best team that's ever been in the Championship, but I agree that it's definitely the strongest squad. If we're not at least top 6, there's something severely wrong.
Yeah, you're obviously there, and you did fan cams. Who was your favourite fan cam interview? Who gave you the best opinion?
I wouldn't say he gave us the best opinion. It was nice to talk to the ball boy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the ball boy came running on. Dan Rolinson cut off my excellent joke, though. That didn't make the edit. I can't remember what it was now.
That's how good it was.
But it was a great joke, and he's cut that out of the edit.
He's probably done your favour.
I just like talking to the ball boy. As someone said in the comments, you've gone from chief executive to ball boy.
Yeah,
we're everywhere. We're speaking to everyone.
That's great, isn't it? And now you're speaking to me. So,
what a treat.
It just goes up and up and up, doesn't it?
Yeah, the only way is down.
The only way is down, but not on Friday night. How do you feel about the game coming up?
I've said it a few times. It's the acid test. Because it's no good winning. Well, obviously it is good to win your home games, but if you ain't winning your away games, you're not going to get promoted. Mm-hmm. It's simple as that. So obviously we've started off with 2 defeats. Bristol City won, I believe, last night against Premier League opposition. I forget who.
Oh, you put me on the pressure there.
They beat Watford, I think, 3-2.
Oh, did they?
So they beat. And it would have been a weakened Watford side. But I'm sure Bristol made changes. as well. Obviously, we went there and lost early on last season, so it's the big test. I don't mind losing if we have a go. But if I see us sitting back again, playing negative, trying to eke out a 0-0 or a 1-0, I won't be happy because we've shown in the last week that the best form of defence is attack. So let's just attack because the players we've got should be too good for most teams. We should be capable of blowing any team in this division away, bar 1 or 2. And I say if we're on form, we can go there and beat Bristol City. I think he'll play Keenan Davis again.
Yeah.
I'd be surprised if he didn't. It'll be Lansbury in midfield with Horahan and Whelan. You'll have El Mohammadi and Green on the flanks. That's a good attacking team. There should be enough in there. Horahan's obviously on a high after scoring a hat-trick. There's enough goals in that team. It's just whether we can tighten up slightly at the back. But I don't want tightening up at the back to come at the expense of how we've been going forward. Yeah,
do you think so? No place for Hogan on Friday night?
I don't think we can play 2 up front because I think it leaves us too short in midfield. If we do that, so judging just by the fact that he caused Norwich, who are fancied by quite a lot for promotion, trouble on Saturday, he's done nothing to warrant not playing the league, and you'd presume he was completely rested to play Friday. Hogan's a good option off the bench because he's got good movement, good pace about him.
Yeah, it finally feels, doesn't it, like Steve Bruce has got a bit of a headache up front. You know, we've asked all season to play the youngsters. You get Keenan Davis, who comes in, is completely not overawed by the situation at all. You know, he takes to it like a duck to water, and that kind of makes Scott Hogan go, all right, here I'm in a bit of a battle. And then he pops in 2. One was an excellent finisher, and obviously the other, which was a poacher's goal, which is what we've wanted to see from him from the start. So it feels quite nice that we actually have an option to play 2 good strikers again. You know, it's only one game each, but there's potential there.
Well, we've got Codger back at the end of September as well. He's obviously the main man. You'd imagine he's going to play up front most weeks. When he's fit, I wonder whether now he definitely thinks he can go to 2 strikers. If he's got Davis competing as well, maybe he thinks he can definitely go to 2 strikers. But my issue with Villa with 2 up front would be we'd get overrun in central midfield unless we were playing a diamond. But we've got so many wide players now. I don't think you can play the diamond. So to me, you'll always only ever play 1 up front.
How does Jedinak fit into that?
He'll rotate with Whelan.
Yep.
I would think. I wouldn't like to see both of them together. Although maybe in some away games you would see them 2 together. That frees Horahan up a bit. But don't forget, we've got Grealish to come back as well. It's just that we have such a strong squad. I mean, I don't really particularly see where Snodgrass is going to play. So he's a good player.
I was going to come on to that. Player. You know, he's 30 next month, Snodgrass. What worries me about Snodgrass is, one, I don't think we need him particularly. I've seen a few people on Twitter whom I respect say, great signing, brilliant signing. I don't see it particularly. What worries me about him is that West Ham paid £10.2 million for him in January. Played 15 games, didn't score, and now they're happy to let him go. That's concerning to me.
I don't think he started that many games, if my memory serves me correctly.
Isn't that a problem in itself? You know?
To be honest, the club's run by the Porno brothers from Birmingham City and Karen Brady.
Yeah, but it's Slaven Bilic.
They're hardly the savviest business people.
Slaven Bilic is all... Yeah, whatever. That doesn't really matter. Slaven Bilic still picks the team. He picked the team in January when they decided to sign him. Surely he had some sort of opinion then. I don't know what's changed from then until now, where he's not even getting an option. Well,
they signed him to be Payet's replacement, which is where they're going wrong.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
First, because he's a completely different player.
Yeah.
He's one of those players, I think, that is a very, very, very good championship player. Maybe not quite top Premier League level.
Right.
It's a top 10 side, which I'd go as far as say West Ham are.
I don't think so at the moment.
Hull suited him perfectly.
Yeah.
I think when he was there. And he had a good season, first half of the season at Hull.
Yeah.
In the Premier League. He can make an impact at Villa. I just don't see where he's going to play.
So that's a contradiction of terms, isn't it? He's not going to make an impact if you...
Well, he will play.
He will then.
I don't see where he's going to play, but it doesn't mean that he's not going to play.
But then he's going to take away from the youth and the kind of prospects that we've got playing, no?
Well...
Sure.
O'Hare's not going to play anyway. He'll at most be a bench player this season. He's not going to start.
Right.
Rightly or wrongly.
Uh-huh.
So he's not taking his place.
He will take his place on the bench, though. Because because
he'll play.
Yeah, but if Snodgrass plays, that pushes someone else onto the bench.
Okay. Before last night, I would have said to you, Adoma's off.
Right.
But apparently he's not. So, Bjarnason, I don't know. I mean, Snodgrass is going to play right midfield, I would think. But then El Mohammadi is Steve Bruce's second son, adopted son. So
this is it.
Is he going to go back to right back now? I don't know. You have to have options, though.
Of course you do. Yeah. But we seem to have developed some options. And I don't want to jump the gun here and say these youngsters are perfect and they're ready to play every week, because they're not. Obviously, they're not.
No.
But they should be blooded kind of as we're going. And I feel like we've got enough experience with the players that we've already brought in, these kind of experienced guys, that we actually don't need Snodgrass. Especially, I don't see him on being small money.
Well, he's on loan, so won't be paying him a fee.
No, but we'll be paying his wage.
We'll be paying a percentage of his wage. We've seen before when we try and get rid of players who we don't want, the club that's getting rid of them will end up paying a high proportion. So West Ham have made it clear he's available. So they'll be taking on at least 60%, maybe even 70% of the wage, I'd say.
I just don't see a position for him.
At the end of the day, he's a player that Bruce has worked with before, so he knows him. He knows how to get the best out of him. He's a player that's been promoted before. I can't remember whether he's done it with Norwich, but he's definitely done it with Hull.
Oh, yeah.
So he ticks two important boxes in Bruce's mind.
I think he did do it with Norwich, actually. Yeah.
Well, I think he didn't. But
oh, interesting.
yeah, we'll find out one day. Let us know in the comments.
Absolutely. Well, yeah. Oh, listen, happy to be proven wrong. And
someone will go. Maybe someone will go who we don't expect. Maybe someone at Lansbury will go that we don't think of. I mean, you're forgetting as well, like, there's Onema on loan as well. Where's he now going to play?
That's true. Yeah.
I mean, he's played in a few positions. He looks like his best position centrally. For me, someone's probably got to go. I don't know who, but someone's probably got to go. Hopefully not Andre Green.
Before we move on, well, yes, certainly not Andre Green. That would be terrible.
Well, we wouldn't. They wouldn't do that.
Before we move on from the Wigan game, it would be remiss not to talk of Adoma's goal, and what a finish that was.
Don't hate me here. I thought the keeper should have done better.
No.
He was over that side of the goal. It's a great finish.
Oh, wow.
The keeper just stood there. He was on that side of the goal.
It could not have been...
I thought that keeper was pony.
Yeah. That was his debut, though, wasn't it?
I don't know.
John Jones, I think his name was. I think that's his first start for Wigan.
I'm going to make another revelation here as well. I think he should have saved Hogan's second one.
I think he had more chance with Hogan.
Got a massive hand on it, and I always think if you get a big hand, you got to save it.
I think you're being very, as a goalkeeper, you're being very, especially like the Hogan one. I can kind of agree with. A little bit further out, he has a little bit more time with it.
It's just a good turn from Hogan, though, and good strike.
It comes at the keeper so quickly and out of nowhere. I can't believe that. I've watched it so many times today.
He was over that side of the goal. He made no attempt to get it. He didn't throw an arm out.
It was there before.
Look how close to the side he was.
It was shielded by a defender, and it just turned, and like he can't have expected this.
You talk. I'm going to get it up.
This isn't going to be great podcasting.
It's fine. People know what we're about by now.
Listen, Albert Adoma, I thought it was a brilliant finish. I thought he really set his stall out for what he wanted to do this season.
I can still talk and search at the same time, by the way.
I'm not sure you can.
I'm doing it right now.
You lost your laptop within 10 minutes of me leaving you.
I'm in big trouble tomorrow at work. No laughing matter. If you could let me know in the comments if anyone finds my work laptop lying around, that'd be great.
Right, okay.
Right, we're getting here. Let us know in the comments if you agree with this, anyone, by the way, because it could be a terrible shout, but I said it at the time to my dad at the game.
And what did he say? Did he look at you like you were mad?
To be honest, I think he's frightened to disagree with me.
We all are, but I'm really setting my stall out here.
Which goal was that?
That's Adoma.
Is it?
Yeah.
Right. Here we go.
I didn't like his celebration.
No, I didn't like it. It's all right, bit of fun. Watch this. Look, keeper's there. Keeper's there.
He's nowhere near it.
Yeah, but look at the lazy arm he threw.
That's unbelievable. I can't believe you. You're a goalkeeper.
I'm not really. I'm a centre back that's not fit. That's to go in goal.
You're a terrible goalkeeper.
Right. We're sorry, podcast listeners, stroke viewers, but
I think
I'm raising a valid point here.
Put it on pause. Take a little look at the goal right now.
Right. Don't watch Adoma. Watch the goalkeeper.
Yeah. It's in before he's even able to react.
It's lazy. He's flat-footed.
Please.
He's over that side of the goal.
This is so interesting.
I'm not taking away from Adoma. I think it's a good strike.
You literally are. You said the goalkeeper should have saved it.
I think he at least could have done better. He could have dived.
Let us know in the comments.
If he was over that side of the goal, if he'd have dived, he got there.
Had enough. Let us know in the comments what you think about that. Adoma goal, I thought it was brilliant. The Hogan one, you've got a little bit more of a leg to stand on. It was still a very, very good finish.
It's nice to see some good football and people shooting. That's nice.
I actually really liked Bjarnason's goal. I thought his reactions were something that I hadn't seen from him.
No, he's very good at that.
He has been, but I've seen him, again, at Reading. He was a little bit slow, a little bit lax. His touch has never been good, but he
wasn't good last night either, to be fair.
Pounced on that ball and really killed the game off. So, good job.
Yeah, he deserved that goal. He run his socks off all night. He had some other chances as well where his touch let him down or he took too long on the ball. But the goal will do him good. But it again comes back to, where's the goal going to play?
Yeah, if Snodgrass comes and Bjarnason goes, I think that's an upgrade. That's the only real swap that I see
Different types
being.
of players, I'd say.
But for squad numbers, I don't think we need.
Don't forget
Bjarnason.
Bakuna's gone.
Yeah, he scored. the other night. Quite a good goal.
Yeah, it was. I never saw him do that much for Villa.
No.
People saying he was afraid to shoot in the Villa shirt, but he actually has got a good shot on him.
Yeah.
Snodgrass, not right. We started the season with Bacuna in the team. Don't forget.
Yeah, but that was strange. He'd just come back from pre-season.
So numbers-wise, Snodgrass is just replacing someone that started the season playing.
But we were bloated. I don't know if you remember our first.
We still are.
Also, so this is it, isn't it? We still need to get rid of players.
What do you think of Elphick coming in last night? I still think there's a place in it for him in the squad.
Yeah, interesting that he is still around, and a lot of people were saying when he was rumoured to be going that it would be sad to see him go.
I don't think it'd be sad to see him go.
I like him in the squad, like you do.
I think my problem is I'm not fully convinced by Samba as a third choice centre back. If anything happened to Chester or Terry, I wouldn't like to go the whole season with Samba in defence.
Do you think that was a money decision though? Because Samba can't be on that big a wage.
You wouldn't have thought so because he's been training with Villa for 7 months.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know what it is. I mean, Baker's obviously gone because of injuries and whatnot, and we got a good fee.
Yeah.
For me, there's a place for Elphick in that squad as a third/fourth centre-back, probably a third centre-back like he was last season. I'd prefer to have him in the Samba, I think.
I thought when Elphick was talking about leaving that that would have been...
he probably will still go.
But that would have been led by him because he wanted first-team football. I don't think at this stage of his career he'll be happy kind of being a third or fourth choice, whereas Samba would be. That, to me, was the decision made.
I saw someone say the other day, no, it wasn't the other day, actually, it was today. It's been such a long day. The Elphick struggle because him and Chester were too similar. They're both doing the same job, which I kind of understand because they're not a massive presence. They're more of the ones that are sweeping up, a bit more composed. Baker / John Terry or Samba would be the bigger brute.
Mm-hmm.
So you could make a case that Samba would be good as a backup to Terry and Elphick to Chester. Yeah,
you could do. Yeah, again, we're hoarding players a little bit, but Elphick, did he play okay? How was his? I mean, it was a League One side that made a lot of changes.
Didn't
you're
have
right.
Much to do.
No,
I mean, I think him and Gardner deserve a massive amount of credit. And even McCormack when he came on, actually, because they've probably not all three of them have probably got no futures, or have maybe been told they've got no futures. But they came in last night and they made life easy for the kids. Elphick was talking to the kids around him, coaching. Because don't forget, Bree's still only 19, and he was playing centre back in the second half, and he's not a centre back. So I just think those two are really good for the kids last night. A bit of encouragement, a bit of cajoling. Getting them in and around them, telling them where to be in certain situations during the game, on and off the ball. So I think they deserve a massive amount of credit because, okay, people will say, well, they're professional football, they're getting paid to play football, but they could have come in and had a sulk.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Gardner looked at it probably as this is going to be my farewell game as a Villa fan. So I think he wanted to make an impression. Probably didn't make as good an impression as he could have done. But
also those players, I guess, have got to put themselves in the shop window a little bit. You've got somebody like Ross McCormack who hasn't had that much game time, obviously has hasn't had that opportunity to shine when Sunderland and people are looking at him.
Yeah.
He's got to take his chances where he can. It's the same for Elphick and Gardner.
Well, panic stations will set in throughout the Championship and the Premier League towards the end of the transfer window. I say all of them are going to get moves. I've heard Barnsley after Gardner. I'm surprised Forest haven't come in for Gardner because he's had a couple of decent loan spells there and the fans really, really like him. There, McCormack and Elphick could probably get moves. I'd expect McCormack to end up at Sunderland because they obviously want him. It's just a case of can they agree a fee, can they pay the right percentage of wages, and Elphick will end up somewhere like there or Middlesbrough as well. For example, if Ben Gibson gets a move from Middlesbrough, which you'd think again he would, Elphick's ideal to go in and fill in for him at Middlesbrough, isn't it? They'll all get moves, and at the end of the day, with Elphick, I'd keep him, but you can't stand in his way if he's going to be offered first-team football somewhere.
Any chance McCormack ends up back at Leeds?
Oh, sorry, I thought you said back end. I was assuming what you were going to say, shaking my head.
Yeah, you were. It was a strong... You already decided.
There's a chance. He's not really a like-for-like replacement for Chris Wood, though, is he?
No, but then they're talking about Gusted, aren't they? Whom, is not...
Really?
Yeah. Apparently they put a 5 million bid in for him.
Be surprised to see him go there. I mean, Leeds are obviously going to need a striker now because their main goal scorer is gone. But like you say, he would probably be more likely someone like Gusted than Ross McCormack.
Somebody on Twitter, a Leeds fan, I said that Gusted wouldn't be a good replacement for somebody.
Replacement.
I knew you'd pick that up.
Steve McLaren,
A replacement, a good replacement for Chris Wood. And a Leeds fan was like, well, 30 million will buy 2 or 3 strikers. I just wonder if that will be a move that they might consider. For Chris Wood?
It wasn't 30 million, Thomas.
How much was it?
15, I think. 15, maybe nearer 20. It wasn't 30.
I can't remember.
You're getting the wrong idea about transfer fees. I know it's gone mad.
It has gone mad.
It's not that mad.
That's still pretty mad. 15 million for Chris Wood.
We paid that for Codger.
Yeah, but
that was a year ago when the transfers weren't as crazy. And he was a top goal scorer in the Championship, to be fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
it's true. Do you want to do your little plug, your little promotion? You got bright shiny things.
We'll do that in a bit. I'm just trying to think whether we should have gone over any Villa View videos that have come out in the last week, but I don't think there's anything of relevance now.
Well, of course, there's the fan cams.
Fan cams is worth a watch.
Yeah,
a lot of young Villa fans.
Yeah, it's nice to see.
Last night, the youth team, it's the Villa View Academy, as I like to call it.
Is it
just now?
Are you working out a replacement for me in the booth?
It could be anyone, to be honest, mate. The cleaner that's roaming around back there, we'll get them in.
As long as he's got your laptop.
They won't know as much about pies as you.
That's true.
But yeah, I need to find that laptop. It's playing on my mind.
Is it? It's
affecting the podcast. I want to be in trouble when I go to work.
Yeah, you are going to be in trouble. Coming up on the Villa View, there is, of course, the Bristol City preview.
We hope.
Yeah, yeah. If there's a laptop.
My calendars ever align, which they don't seem to.
It's because you're so busy now.
We are busy. Both of us busy. Matt's struggling to make games this season.
Yeah,
as well.
I say that Dan's busy. Next week, a little look ahead to the podcast. You know, it's going to be it's going to be a one-man show.
Well, I'm not here next week. I'm on holiday in Portugal with my mates. For anyone who's interested in their wives,
it's a little bit like
Wags holiday
when the teachers a Wags holiday. Yeah, when the teacher doesn't turn up at your school and you get a free run at the class for about 10 minutes before you decide. Actually, I'm not going to do anything here. I am going to be here, and I'm going to. Well, you know, there's going to be a few surprises. Let me put it that way.
Why are you going to talk some sense about Villa?
I'm going to talk some sense. I'll have to, won't I? I'll have to do my best.
Worry about a podcast without me.
Do you?
If Matt's there, it'll be okay.
Well, Matt's not going to be here. He doesn't live here.
So I'll worry about the podcast then.
Okay.
Because I don't think you've got the razzmatazz to carry off the lead man.
Oh, wow.
I just do not think you've got the razzmatazz.
What if I wear a hat?
Still,
no.
You've not got the Dan Bardell flair, I would say.
Is it the shirt? Do you think this is
you have to dress a bit more trendily.
Do I?
Yeah.
Okay.
You think you're a bit hip because you've got trainers on? I think you.
No, they're for practical reasons.
You put trainers on and think, oh yeah, that really sets the outfit apart now.
It's a 20-minute walk to work. I've got to protect my feet.
You look like you've just come off your bike. Cycled into the podcast.
The one that you fold up.
Yeah, that is you. If ever there was a guy that uses a fold-up bike, it is you.
Listen, don't have a helmet, so wouldn't do it because you got to be safe.
There's supposed to be a charity video coming out as well for when we played a charity match. I don't know what's happened to that. I'm using the podcast as a forum to call out Dan Rolinson and ask, where's that video? I believe it's been edited.
Maybe he's waiting until you call him Rolinson, which is his actual name.
I'm not doing that anymore.
Right, so, while we're talking about charity, go on.
Right.
Talk to us.
I'm sure he's an avid listener to the Villa View podcast. Just wanted to thank Christian Benteke, who's provided me with some signed football boots for my friend's charity, the Magic of Millie. So I asked out on Twitter earlier whether anyone else has got any prizes. Basically, I've left this quite late because the event's in 2 weeks. We're looking for auction prizes, so if anyone can help with anything of a similar ilk, that would be brilliant. And if you want to check out the Magic of Millie story, then I believe the website address is magicofmillie.co.uk. Should give a shout out to a friend of the channel, Chris Dolan, as well, who hooked me up to be able to get these boots from the big man, Benteke. I imagine I'm going to have a bid on them myself.
Have you tried them on?
No, they're too big for me, mate. Size 11.
Oh, what size are you?
9.
Oh, yeah.
A big 9.
Oh, bless you.
Yeah, Andrew always says that's small for a bloke. I don't think that is.
It is. I play football.
What size are you?
11.
Same size feet as Christian Benteke.
Yeah, which surprises me for Christian Benteke. I play football with a guy who's got size 7 feet.
How tall is he then?
Well, he's not that small.
No?
Yeah.
He's got girls feet.
A
nice boot.
They are nice boots.
This is completely of no value to the audio listeners.
They're flare. They're bright pink on one side and bright green on the other.
They're orange, aren't they?
Orangey pink.
Is this going to be one of those things where what colour is the dress?
Yeah.
I think they're orange.
Boots now with ankle bits.
Yeah, that I'm not
That's
sure
a bit stylish.
Doesn't offer enough protection. People going about Grealish's shin pads. I kind of say that these boots offer a lot of ankle protection, to be honest.
I think actually they're better than they used to be. Like the fact that they come up so high. They in the last few years you've seen boots that are barely there.
Right.
I quite like them.
Okay. Oh, they're nice. They're a nice boot.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Little
So-
Benteke and Belgian flag on there as well.
Magic of Millie. Search it if you're interested.
Yeah.
And thank you again, Christian
Yeah,
Benteke.
And Christopher Dolan. So if anyone can help with any prizes, that would be great. I've just got to do another little shout out as well that I'm going to forget to do. Just want to do a little shout out to Finn Haynes, little lad who sits by me at the Villa. Shout out to Finn Haynes and his dad Lee.
Okay. Good.
Yeah.
Hello, Finn. I'm sure you wanted to hear from me as well. So great. Sean Agathan.
A Galathan.
It's not a Galathan.
Just making.
Yeah, it's Sean Agathan, I reckon. He won the shirt last week. Congratulations again to him. On the way that I pronounce his name, he said close enough.
Close enough to the name, Tom. He did send in a picture to social media today. I don't know whether you saw it.
I didn't know.
He chose the black away shirt. Not sure if he got a number on the back, to be honest, but he chose the black away shirt. So well done to him. Pleasing to be able to do that for a subscriber. Hopefully we'll have more competitions coming up, and maybe one day I will send the socks out to Max Stokes and whoever else I'm supposed to send them to. I've spoke to Max. He knows they're coming.
Does he?
I just need.
Does he know that they're not coming?
I just need to speak to win or lose. That's all I need to do.
We'll do
and
it.
I'll send it out directly.
Terrible, absolutely terrible. Let's go on to a few comments that we had over the last week. Thank you again for your comments and your ratings and your questions and everything. We really appreciate them. They're always good for the channel. James Styles, oh, this one. What's with the audio? You both sound like some weird robots. Lol.
We've explained that at the start of the podcast. So yeah,
we're back in the good booth, back in the Villa Park booth.
Holy
so
grail.
Hopefully everything should sound right this week, James. Norwich. This is on the Norwich fan cams. Only one person highlighted it, but can we mention Green's goal? After that howler at Reading, for him to do that is incredible. Hopefully he can kick on and get some more. With Davis, I can really see a Benteke-esque player in him, and at his age, that's incredible. We just need a good chant for him now.
Big D on Twitter said, happy birthday, Big D, as well. It's his birthday today.
Happy birthday.
He said something about, I'm not over-exaggerating it, but Davis is better than Benteke. Obviously, tongue-in-cheek. We need some good chants for people in general.
Yeah.
We're struggling for chants. I mean, singing the Nathan Baker song just change it with John Terry's name. It's laziness.
Yeah.
From us all.
Slack.
We need some chants.
Grass is greener.
There's some.
I don't know. Is there a song? Grass is always greener.
How would that help?
Andre Green.
Oh, he's one of our own. That'll do for him. He's got that's an okay song for the standards that we're doing at the moment. We need some more songs, is what I'm saying. Like the fact that Chester hasn't got his own song. He's been playing with us for a year.
Yeah,
and has been one of our best players.
All right, let me have a think.
I don't know whether I feel like this could be something we could do about it, but I don't know what. I'm certainly not going to do a video of me singing song suggestions.
Maybe that's next week's podcast.
Maybe, yeah. So send us in some chants. Make up some chants for us if you can.
This is
and I'll make one up as well, but I'm not in next week, so that's going to be no good.
Well, maybe we'll get you on video link.
I mean, if I say there's no podcast next week, there'll be no podcast.
We'll see. Jerry S. This is so this is the part where we get carried away and we think we have a chance of promotion. Jerry S. Is pouring water on the flames that are flickering. Dan.
At this stage, 4 games in, I'd say most teams have got a chance of promotion still.
Yeah, ridiculous. I think
it's mathematically possible, isn't it?
I think it still is, just about. I think the fact I would be on the other side of that, Jerry. I would say that people overreacted too early to I mean, the performances weren't good, don't get me wrong, but the results, I mean, obviously the results matter, but it's so early, you know.
I think it's the away who do continue. That's been the main problem. If we hadn't been so rank away for the last couple of years, and we lost 2 away games in a row, I don't think anyone would say anything.
Yeah.
But the fact we finished 13th, having barely done anything away from home, it's a follow-on. It's understandable.
Yeah.
I don't agree with it, but it's understandable.
Oh, totally. And I see somebody else on Twitter, I can't remember their name off the top of my head, but said, is Bristol City a 6-pointer? Do you really believe in the 6-pointer kind of thing? You know,
not yet.
We're still in August.
Nah, no way. Not at the moment.
No?
No.
Good. Wigan preview. Emmett Carey. I hope Davis gets benched so he plays Friday. I'd rather Hutton plays right back and Bree starts Friday also. I'd also give Chester a rest and potentially play Elphick or a youth player. Wow. I predict 4-1 Villa, Hogan 2, Adoma and Samba. Can you believe that prediction?
That's the first time I've seen that. Who was that?
Emmett Carey.
I hope he's doing the fan score league.
Yeah, you absolutely. Well, you didn't nail it, but you come on. You were very close.
I don't think he could have got much closer.
No, you couldn't. Samba was a bold shout, to be fair.
Well, I'd have expected him to play, to be honest.
Yeah, but to score, we don't score enough from corners. I've said this before. That frustrates me.
Yeah. We don't score enough in general until this week,
true.
to be fair.
That is true.
Do we?
Mitch Clark did very well at left back.
You say Mitch Clark had commented there. That's not what he said.
Not yet. That's the dream. Mitch Clark did well at left back. Could easily be our backup for Taylor. Delat looked composed, but really came into his own at right back. Great run out for him. Should be jostling with Bree for starting position now. Both have shown to have more technical ability than Hutton. Also nice to see us fizzing balls across the box for Hogan instead of 50-yard launches. That's from Scotty Edwards. Agree?
Yep, agree with most things he said there, if not all. Give Scott Hogan the service and he will score.
Mm-hmm.
But as a big Scott Hogan advocate, I still wouldn't play him Friday.
No, interesting. Ashley Hall says the young players were really impressive. And they made a tough League One side look like chumps. Dead League One caliber, we've talked about that. So, but you have to win the games in front of you,
Exactly.
Ashley Hall. Looking forward to the season now. After seeing some of these under-23 performances, if the academy and 23s can keep this up, we'll have no issue staying up in the Premier League when we finally get there.
It's worth mentioning that Scott Hogan nearly ran me and Dan Rolinson over on Saturday.
Really?
Yeah, he nearly ran us over. We were there quite early for a meeting.
Right.
A pre-match meeting, and Scott Hogan nearly ran us over.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
But you live to tell the tale, so that's good. Have you got something to tell us?
No, I was just going through the comments on Twitter to your tweet that you put out earlier in the day. We've kind of already covered the youth players, so this is a good one from Noah, who made his fan cams return last night. I've got a lot of time for Noah. He obviously is following on from Madoma's headstand, which was a bit bizarre.
Yeah.
Fair play. I can't do that. Don't know whether you can.
I can't remember ever trying.
The floor is yours.
It's not great for audio
Just have a
listeners.
go.
You want to
I
try?
can't believe you're going to have a go.
There's not a huge
Because
amount of room.
You're not going
You've got
to
to move up a
You're
bit.
not going to be able to do it. Is the first problem. Right, this could be. It's not good for audio people. I apologise.
It's probably not
going to
be
try
great
and do an Adoma headstand. And even if you pull it off, I'm going to kick you so you fall.
Don't, because we'll break the booth.
Oh God, you can't do it. You're kicking
Yes!
me.
Yes!
To me, yes.
I'm
You're
halfway!
kicking me in the chest.
Ah, that's pretty...
I'm keeping you up.
That really hurts.
You can't do it.
I have a lot more respect for Albert Adoma after that.
The worst thing for you is then I don't think you even made the camera.
Well, you must have seen
All
my
you've done is
feet.
kick me.
Sorry.
To be honest.
Uh,
My t-shirt.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Tom, in conclusion, Tom cannot do it.
75% there.
So, best and worst you've seen from a Villa player? You can include all teams if you wish.
Oh, yeah.
Best celebration? It's a good question. I can't think of any.
I don't really...
Have we ever done a good celebration?
I wasn't thinking Villa celebrations. I didn't read it properly.
It makes sense for a Villa podcast that we do it towards Villa players.
Yeah, you're right.
Honestly.
Generally, though, celebrations tend to annoy me more than I enjoy them. I really don't like the Griezmann thing.
What's wrong with you?
I don't like the Sturridge thing. Don't mind the Tim Cahill.
What's the difference? That's no better than the other two that
I
you
think
just slagged off.
I think it's because I kind of grew up a little bit more with Cahill and these young players that are younger than me. That annoys me a bit.
Time on the podcast there. I still cannot. I can think of a worse celebration. I call him out a bit because I know him. Hit Jusberger when he scored away at Bolton. He was an absolute screamer. But his celebration was poor. He looked surprised. He didn't know what he was doing, and I just remember it being poor.
Yeah. So generally, if I ever score, and it's a rarity, I don't even. It's such a surprise that I have no composure.
No, I can't think. I genuinely cannot think of a good Villa celebration. There must have been one. Tommy Johnson used to be a good celebrator. I can't specifically think of anything that he used to do.
What did Barros
But
do?
he was a good celebrator. The Barros do. Get his head down and never pass.
Yeah.
Mainly.
He scored a few goals.
Yeah.
Don't know. Well, maybe we can think about that.
The worst things I've ever seen that annoyed me.
Right.
Villa playing Man U. I think Julio was the manager and Ashley Young scored a penalty. And he ran into the crowd and got booked. Okay, fair enough. That's the letter of the law. Then Vidic scored for Man U. Ran into the crowd. Man U fans spilling onto the pitch. Oh, get on with it, the Man U. Don't worry about it. No yellow card.
Frustrating.
That annoys me.
Yeah.
That did annoy me. Last night something happened. The ref was poor last night, to be honest.
Really?
You could see there wasn't much going on, so he was trying to make it all about him a bit. And he booked, I think, Callum O'Hare for kicking the ball away. He just kicked the ball into the net when the whistle had gone. And then the Wigan player, 10 minutes later, booted the ball away. Didn't book him.
Frustrating.
Consistency, Tom.
Yeah, frustrating.
Not really covered Noah's question.
I did try a headstand, though, so,
That's true.
you're welcome.
We've covered McCormack and Elphick.
Oh, here's a good question from Dan Smith. Dan Smith Music, 97. Who is the most obscure player you have ever seen play for Villa that you would forget about otherwise? Remember Didier Agathe played for us in the 2006-2007 season for 5 games.
I remember John Gregory signed I think he was Argentinian striker in 99-2000 when Dublin broke his neck, called Gustavo Bartlett. I don't think he ever played, but he signed him, squad number 25, for those that are interested.
Know that. Did you look it up?
No, why would I didn't have. It's the first time I've seen that question.
That's crazy.
Him. Gregory had a few, actually. You remember Fabio Ferreira, young Italian midfielder? I think he played against Strong Godset once.
Did you sign Hassan Kashloul for a bit?
Yeah, he played a couple of seasons.
That's a bit random.
Yeah, I had another one before you said Hassan Kashloul as well. It's gone. Najran Garayeb, Israeli left wing back, squad number 20, 99-2000 season.
Of course he was.
Gregory's still mates with him.
Yeah?
Yeah, he still goes to see him. Well, probably not now because he's in India, actually, Gregory, but he would have gone. He said he used to go and see him when he was in Israel. He used to like it there, old Gregor. Yeah.
Fair enough.
There's some obscure ones.
Yeah,
for you.
very, very obscure.
Gabor Corrali, the goalkeeper in the Pyjama Bombs, he came on loan for a bit, didn't he?
Did he?
Yeah, Paul Scholes scored a world. He passed him a volley from the edge of the
Gabor
box.
Corrali?
Yeah, the Hungarian goalkeeper who played for Palace. He
know
came on
that.
loan, emergency loan.
All right.
So there you go. I've given us a few obscure ones there.
Ali A asked the question, when was the last time we scored 8 goals in 2 games, you know?
Well, I do know because you know as well. Because
Yeah,
Dan
I do,
Rolinson sent us the picture, but I've completely forgotten when it was.
I think it was April 2008. Yes, it was, yeah. The 5th of April.
Are you celebrating something that you've been given on text?
I wasn't celebrating, I was checking.
You did, anyway. Yes.
Oh, yeah, because I was correct. Aston Villa beat Bolton 4-0 on the 5th.
Cool.
Then they beat Derby 6-0 away on the 12th.
Yeah, Petrov from the halfway line.
And then, of course, capped it off on the 20th with a 5-1 demolition of Birmingham City.
Do you want to talk to the Villa View podcast and Villa View subscribers about the Twitter message that I just saw pop up on your screen as we were looking at?
Right.
Bit of beef with Tesco's by the looks of things.
Goodness. Right, we've had a bad day, and we've had a bad day in general.
Yeah.
That's been culminated by the fact that I've moved into a new build flat. Tesco don't recognise my postcode. Trying to get my delivery.
Go to the shops, mate.
I can't.
What?
Too busy.
No.
I'm too busy
So
here
car,
trying to find your laptop.
So it's difficult to go to the shop with no car.
Yeah, and you've got to do a big shop as well.
That's what I mean. Okay, I get that.
Otherwise, you get mugged off. So they entered my address. This is a bit of a tangent at 47 minutes.
Fine, keep going. People say sometimes they'd like it to be an hour, so
yeah, we're not for Tesco chat.
that's true. It's interesting. I just saw it come up.
They entered my address. Everything was fine. Then I couldn't add it as a delivery address.
Yeah.
So they asked me to delete my address, and now I can't add it again. So I've got my shop sitting there waiting, and I just can't deliver it. It's wound me right up today.
Frustrating.
Very, very frustrating. You got any more for us?
Yeah, Rollo sent a few. Following on, here we go, is a good one. Alex Sleetor. Following on from Dan's knowledge of squad numbers, which again I've demonstrated just off the cuff. What's your thoughts on players taking non-traditional numbers, e.g. Dempsey 2, Kante 7? I don't think Kante 7 is that untraditional.
No,
a little bit.
I don't mind.
I see what you're saying. Can you think of any Villa ones that were a bit? Stephen Ireland getting number 9 annoyed me.
Why?
Because he was not a number 9.
Do you put that attachment on it? Do you?
Yeah, your number 9's got to be should be your main man. Like Hogan's obviously a very good striker, so he's one of our main men.
Yeah, if I'm ever playing and I pull a number 9 out and I play at right back or left back,
You put it back.
I put it back. Yeah.
Marlon Harewood obviously wore the number 9 shirt for Villa and led the line with aplomb.
Yeah.
When he played, good morning, I guess it is now, Marlon. Listening in from AC13 I can't talk, headquarters.
It's been a long day.
Gets me giddy, Marlon. He gets me giddy.
He's great.
We're working on Marlon, aren't we?
We're
behind the scenes.
Trying.
Oh,
Marlon, you reach out.
We are trying. We go through multiple avenues as well.
Yeah.
So we are trying with Marlon. So for those that are interested in Marlon Harewood, maybe.
See you next week.
Just maybe. Yeah,
There'll be a vacant chair.
I tell you what, if I'm on holiday and Marlon Harewood is sat in this chair, you will never see me on the Villa View again.
Perfect.
Yeah. There'll be a guy in the comments actually that's quite happy by that.
Yeah.
Because he's a bit of a Lynch worshipper.
Oh, well.
I'm not going to name him. He seems to be a bit of a Lynch worshipper, not too keen on me. Ambivalent towards you, by the looks of things.
Yeah, absolutely.
You've not come up.
Most people call me Julian at this point. So,
Do they?
Yeah.
There's a few other questions came in.
I think I've got Rolos.
Picture of my wife's hair there. She had her hair done today.
Lovely.
Yeah. Looks very nice for those interested.
Let's finish on that.
This is a good one. Oh, okay, we'll finish on that one then.
Yeah.
JL Gamer 14 says, I wonder if Dan has found me in the comments section after meeting me on Saturday. Well, I have now. So hello, JL Gamer 14. Another shout. I've given a lot of shout outs today, haven't I? I've been quite
generous.
Yeah, free flowing with them. Actually, I want to call something out actually. Recently, this is a bit big headed, and I don't mean it to be. But Matt and I now, we do get asked for photos by certain people when we're at Villa.
I know what you're going to say.
It does happen. Someone had a go at Matt for having his photo taken with someone. What's he supposed to do?
That's hilarious.
I mean, usually I'm all for having a go at Matt. Let's have a go at him for someone asking him to have their photo taken with him, a kid, and him having his photo taken. To call him out for that's poor. What do you think?
Listen, if anyone wants their photos taken with me, I'm here. I'll send you a photo.
Get a bit apart, mate.
That's true. I'm very busy. Very busy man.
Maybe you could just send a subscriber a random signed picture of yourself.
Exactly.
Like down Dublin.
I'll just pick out an address at random.
That's a good question. Do you reckon we should save that? I'm going to save this for the end of the transfer window. Jack Hurley says for the podcast, what is your 11 you would put out if you had to win a game to gain promotion / win the league?
Ah, interesting.
It's a good question. So we'll wait.
Okay.
Till the transfer window's done.
Yep.
To answer that one. Land in between. Dan, how big is your hat collection? I think I've got 7 or 8 snapbacks, I believe. But I've got a favourite that I tend to go with, which is the one I wore for fan cams last night. So we're going to end now. Mark Hutton, brother of Alan. There's a quick quiz for the podcast. And I must say I knew the answer to this and his squad number immediately. And Dan Rolinson said he got it immediately as well.
And I will tell you that I didn't know it immediately.
Have you got it now?
Yeah.
So, quick quiz for the podcast. Can either of you name the last Ghanaian player to score against Wigan for Aston Villa in a League Cup game?
I went George Boateng.
That's completely wrong, Tom.
Yeah, I know. Go on then, give us the answer.
The answer is Neil Ampter.
Yep.
In 94, I'm going to go with. Yeah, it'll be 94.
Do you want to know some facts about Neil Ampter?
Go back to the fact that George Boateng wasn't Ghanaian. Played for Holland, mate. He may have got a Ghanaian in him, okay, but he played for Holland at international level.
Yeah, you're right. That's an oversight by me.
But he could have had Ghanaian heritage.
Yeah.
I'm not denying that. I did think of someone. I thought you might try and say Jordan Ayew. I thought that would be what
that would be too easy, I would have thought.
I don't know, but I would have thought you would have said that.
Why? Because I go for the easy option.
Not just because you don't lack the knowledge.
Neil Ampter scored 3 goals for Villa, all of them against Wigan.
Yeah, I remember it.
Yeah. One at the home leg and twice away. Had quite an interesting career. Neil Ampter. He was a starlet at Anderlecht.
Yeah.
And then went to PSV on loan. Played very well there. Apparently was duped by his agent and came to Villa kind of under false pretenses. And then
what, did he go to Barcelona or something?
I think he was forced into it by some sort of contractual obligation.
Someone would force me to move to Villa, to work for Villa. That'd be good.
Well, yeah, nobody is. And then he spent several time on several very random locations, including Greuther Fürth in Germany.
He was also, those players that in Championship Manager are hyped, like they're going to be the next big thing, like Cherno Samba
and Freddie Adu.
He was like that.
Yeah.
He was a good Championship Manager player.
There you go.
I believe. If you're listening, probably not. There is someone who follows me on Twitter whose handle is Neil Ampter. It's not him. It's just a random Villa fan.
Worth exploring.
But yeah. So, yes, we call it a day.
Let's call it a day. 53 minutes of waffle, mainly.
I've been at work 3.5 hours longer than I needed to be, and I've lost my laptop. So it's not been a good night. It's
not been a good night, but we've had fun. Thank you so much for listening. If you're still with us, please leave us a review or a comment in the comment section. We'd love to hear from you. Positive, negative, whatever. Just get in touch. That'd be great.
Not negative.
Oh, and let us know what you think of Adoma's goal, whether it was good or not, because right now, Dan's been ridiculous.
No, I'm not being ridiculous. I didn't say it wasn't good. I just said the keeper could have saved it.
Say goodbye, Dan.
Not saying goodbye yet. I've not finished.
Oh, you're not finished?
I've not finished my admin. I'd like people to have a little bit, hammer Tom a little bit on social media to see if they can find out what's going on next week, because I'm not being told what's going on. I mean, I know you'll all be devastated for me not to be on the podcast next week. So that's the equivalent of Codger being injured at the
I will. I'll miss you.
Yeah, well, you'll be sitting here on your own, possibly. Unless you've got Marlon Harewood. That'd be a serious problem. So, yeah. I'm going to be on holiday next week, so no videos from the Villa View for me, but I will be on the preview, hopefully, of Matt and my calendars align. If not, I don't know what we're going to do, but there will be a preview either Thursday or early Friday morning for the Villa View subscribers. Thanks ever so much for watching and listening to the podcast, and for everyone that's watching our content. We're growing all the time, and the subscription numbers are excellent at the moment. So, yeah, really, really pleasing and great to meet so many people at Villa Park. Did you get recognised at Reading?
No. I got recognised by Robbo, but I went with him, so
well,
that doesn't really count.
Be surprised if he didn't recognise you. So yeah, thanks for sticking with this podcast as well. Quite our longest one to date, I believe, coming in at 55 minutes. If I can waffle for another 8 seconds, that's a good sturdy length for a podcast. People have said make it a bit longer, so we've
Stop
done
waffling.
That.
You're literally
so
waffling.
Done that now, yeah. So right, thanks ever so much. Up the Villa.
Up the Villa. See you soon.
Bye. If you enjoyed that video, why not watch another? Click the video choices on screen now to go and watch them in full. Be sure to subscribe to the channel by clicking our logo there on the left. Easy peasy.